Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to answer the question why one from the Romanov dynasty, Peter, was called the Great. He was really great. He was unusual because he looked unusual. He was very tall, 2 meters 40 centimeters, a very energetic, moving quickly with burning eyes. He was unusual by his way of life, comparing with his predecessors, the first Tzars from the Romanov dynasty, from his father, Alexis, because they used to go to church for a long time, then to have long dinners, nap, to participate in ceremonies. Peter hated ceremonies. He didn't participate in them. He was eternal toiler, eternal worker on the throne. He used to do something, waking up at 5 o'clock and going to workshop, working as a smith, as a carpenter, ship builder. He tried to learn everything all his life, and maybe because of this the result of his activity were really great. He was unusual in his family life because he made his own choice. He broke tradition. The tradition was to marry a girl from noble family, regardless did you love her or not. And at first it happened to Peter. His mother arranged marriage with a noble Russian girl, but then he fell in love. And he fell in love with foreign girl of humble origin, of Lutheran confession, but he loved her, and she changed her name, she changed her faith into Orthodox and became Catherine, and she was great wife for Peter. They got 12 children together, and was a really a very good couple. So Peter was unusual in his way of life, trying to improve Russia. He was a small teenager when he found a Dutch sailing boat, and he got a dream about Russia to have navy and to turn into sea power. And he started to work on this. His rule continued for quite a long time, from 1689 to 1725. And in these 36 years, he made a lot for Russia. Number one, he built up a big navy for the first time in Russian history. At the beginning of his rule, there was no one sea ship. At the end of his rule, 50 big sea ships and 800 average. So Russia turned into big sea power. He started to turn Russia into industrial country, building many metal producing, weapon producing, gun producing plants. It was the beginning of industrialization. So it used to be absolutely rural country for centuries before, but it started to turn into industrial and much more independent country. He established one of the most beautiful cities in the world, probably the most beautiful city in the world. In 1703, he made breakthrough to Europe. He made the window to Europe, and it was St. Petersburg. Fantastic city which combined features of European and Russian place and culture, which is full of culture, intellectual life, different entertainment, and for 200 years it used to be a capital of Russia. Peter needed educated people. He needed professional people to achieve his great goals. But before Peter, people were mostly illiterate in this country. So he turned into great enlightener, and he opened the first secular schools in this country. He established the first colleges artillery college, navy college, medicine college. They still did exist in this country. He opened Academy of Science. And we got the first professional and educated people in this country. Russian Enlightenment started. Peter changed the way of life, especially of Russian nobility. He wanted to see European people. He prohibited to wear Russian clothes for Russian nobility. He made them to wear European clothes, and Russian women to book their dresses in Paris and to participate in balls and in different meetings, almost for the first time in many, many centuries. He hated beards of Russian men, and his first reform was to cut beard of Russian men. And he gave order to shave, and it was so frightening for people because Russian church, Russian patriarch used to say that the God did not create men beardless, only cats and dogs. The beard was considered as a sign of self-respect. To be beardless meant mortal sign. But emperor with 100% power gave order to cut, to shave, to throw away these beards, and they had to do this. Peter was rushing, sometimes using violence, but he really changed the country. He turned it into great power. The question before was to be or not to be, to lose independence or to be a great power. And Peter did this, and this is why he deserved to be called Peter the Great. The only problem that Russian people have different opinion. They are divided. Some of them think that he was not good, that he brought too many artificial foreign things to Russia, that he spoiled our historic past. These people are called Slavophiles. But many other people think that he started our civilization. He moved Russia towards Europe, and he was really, really great. Thank you very much.